Whatever you're carrying on in your work is showing up in your relationship. When you also see them isolating, not feeling like coming on work, when you see them regularly coming late to work, if we only focus on our strengths rather than what people are good at, I do feel like we all will excel in other areas of our life.
We embark on a journey to uncover the roots of stress, how it manifests, and the profound impact it has on our lives. We'll explore the pressures of meeting deadlines at work, the complexities of maintaining healthy relationships, and the ways stress influences our well-being. Dr. Amna Alaudin, could you explain how workplace stress and relationship issues are interconnected and why they are so prevalent today?
Workplace stresses and relationship stress are interconnected. One of the main reason is because our work-life balance have no existence. When you have no work-life balance is when you are mixing two things as one. So whatever you're carrying on in your work is showing up in your relationship. If you're frustrated at your work, you're showing frustration at home. If you're carrying, something else, baggage, stress, anxiety, you're just putting it on your relationship. Why? Because there's no balance of time, there's no balance of work. So I think this is where they both are interconnected. We don't have balance at work, so we are distributing it to our relationships.
What are some common signs that indicate someone is struggling with workplace or relationship stress?
When you see them a little more quieter as usual, and there can be very subtle signs. So this is a very sensitive topic to me as well. I feel like when people stop speaking, you need to be very careful. When people have started eating more or eating less, that's where you have to be very careful. When you see them struggling with communicating, you see them crying at every little thing, that's where you need to know. When you also see them very rough and tough, when you see them more angry, more frustrated, that is where you need to know. These are also some signs. When you also see them isolating, not feeling like coming on work, when you see them regularly coming late to work, when you're seeing them unable to sleep at night. So I think these can also be all the signs. Sometimes I also tell people, keep a check on if someone is laughing too much, if someone's very much looking happy. These can also be a sign that someone's using humor as their defense mechanism and they are really struggling. So signs can be anything. People have different coping mechanism, but be careful. If there's the key tip could be if there's change in behavior, if there's any change in normal behavior to self, I think that's where you need to pick it up, that there's something wrong with the person.
What strategies can individuals use to cope with these stresses in a healthy way?
I think when we talk about coping, I do think so we have to be looking at time management. I do think so we should be managing our times and our routines very well. When I say time management, I'm talking about taking your time out, taking work time, taking your relationship times, and taking time off. Resting is also very important. So I think if you manage your time carefully and mindfully, you'll be able to manage your stress at work. And when I talk about the work and life balance.
When should someone consider seeking professional help, and what can they expect from therapy or counseling?
So I again say, as soon as you see changes in your physical health, I do think so you're already on second level, you should be seeking help. So if you see any changes, like you feel like I'm not eating well and I'm unable to sleep and I'm unable yet, I'm struggling with my basic life things, I think so that's where you need to go and speak to a professional. And how can therapy help is, I feel like when you speak about your problem is when you're constructing your problem. When you're constructing your problem out loud is when you're identifying your problem, and as soon as you identify and acknowledge your problem, most of the time your solution is all there. So speaking out loud in a very safe environment with a safe therapist, of course within professional, I think that helps. This is how therapy helps initially as baseline.
Lastly, what preventive measures can people take to avoid workplace and relationship stress?
I think there can be so many, but what I feel like needs to be taken care of is when we have a very toxic comparison going on at workplaces. I feel like there's a race going on. We all want to be the winners. We all want to be on the top of the line. If we only focus on our strengths rather than what people are good at, I do feel like we all will excel in other areas of our life, and it might not be very cool as compared to what the other person have, but it can be cool in your own essence. So I feel like when you skip the toxic comparison at workplace and within your life and yourself or in your relationship, life becomes a little more easier to cope.
As we come to the end of our journey, we hope you've gained a deeper understanding of stress and its pervasive impact on our lives. From the pressures of the workplace to the challenges of personal relationships, stress is an undeniable part of the human experience.